I like that intro, too.
You know
That's
what?
a good intro.
Me too.
We're just skipping down memory lane with all these.
You know
I like it, though. It's pretty good.
You're listening to WMAR, Happy Times with Scott and Joe. We're about to reveal...
It's 5:06. Second hour.
Boom.
Boom.
Marist College Fantasy season finale.
Effing finale.
You could say that this last week was the playoffs. Double point week.
Double point week was a phenomenal success.
It was.
I like double point week because it kept things exciting, and a lot of pretty exciting things happened
That's very
this
true.
week. Let's start off with my team.
Yeah.
My team, for double points week, you would think that some people would show some initiative. Not on my team. Brian left his jacket in our house. That's -2.
Yep. We all know from the experiences of Rachel.
Yep. Rachel left her jacket in the house.
May or may not have been the
points.
same one who called in for Mad Libs.
You know what? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Oh, and some girl yesterday left a jacket in our room.
We don't even know
if
who
you're
it
listening
is.
and you lost like a jacket that's got like a weird chain.
Yeah, it's got a weird chain. Like if you were to hang it up like on a hook, you would use this
You'd
chain.
use a chain. It's like pretty strange.
Yeah, it is.
And the jacket obviously doesn't fit me. Otherwise, I'd keep it.
And it's also a women's jacket, so.
Well,
That would actually. Yeah.
I might.
Yeah.
So, get that jacket the hell out of our house. Brian got his, but the fact that he left it, it's -2.
Normally -1, but double point.
Yep, double point was -2.
And you know what? That really hurt Scott because he was already down.
This week would have
quite a
been
few points.
Such a gain for me. But then Joe's team takes over.
My team actually made some moves this week, even though we started off a little rough.
Let's start with some negatives.
Henry made Jenna cry.
Yep.
He
Simple as
literally made Jenna cry, which was kind of ironic because Jenna cried in her house the day after we had the radio show that said that Jenna comes to our house to cry.
She had the audacity to tell us that she hardly ever cries in our house,
Yeah,
and then cries in our house just to prove it to us.
But you know what? This is on
bullshit.
Henry. That was normally -2 points. This is a -4 pointer. This goes down in Marist College Fantasy history as the worst offense.
Right there, that makes it a game.
Yeah.
But it got worse for me. See what happened.
I mean,
there was a conversation that same night.
Dude, we could have a whole radio show about this
just about the conversation. Me,
Ian, and Henry have like a bro talk at like 2 o'clock in the morning about God knows what, but I know what. And we got to the point where we asked Ian if he would kill people for money. And he said yes.
But then...
And then we asked Ian, would you kill people you know for money? And he said yes. And then we asked Ian, would you kill 2 of our housemates, Mark and James, with 1 bullet and kill both of them for $1 million? And he said, damn right I would. And we're like, all right, Ian, you just lost 2 fantasy points. Because that is awful. You are a horrible human being.
Those are friends.
Those are our
Those aren't even complete strangers. Those are your friends.
Those are like the 2 nicest guys ever. Mark and James. Except for the fact that they never listen to our radio show.
Can't even imagine. Well, yeah.
They go to the gym, but whatever.
They're going to get some boxers in their pillowcase. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, they are.
So, he would kill 2 people for $1 million, and not just even 2 strangers, 2 of our friends.
You know, this goes right there with Don't Look at My Boner for best Ian moments.
That's true. We should have a show honoring Ian. Top 10.
We'll
see what happens.
I don't know if there's 10 yet, but there's definitely 2.
There will be.
There's 2. So,
how about the positives,
2 points.
That was the end of the landslide for Joe.
Yep, I got these points back. And it happened the same night that Henry made Jenna cry. Henry, wingman.
He was a wingman.
He was a fantastic wingman.
And he got +2.
He got
He gave up his body. He gave up his body for the.
He gave up his body, mind, and soul. So someone we know could get it in. And when I say get it in, I mean like hook up. But I mean get it in sounds better.
I mean, I just can't even. Who would have thought that Henry and wingman would be in the same sentence?
You know what? Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
And Jenna actually pulled the role of savior also.
Yeah, Jenna also...
She took matters into her own hands.
She was able to get some people out of our house who were no longer welcome.
Straight evicted them.
They overstayed
their welcome. Time to go.
Jenna was able to get them out.
She saved us. Who would have thought?
She got me 2 points for that too. So what's the...
Final score. Are you guys ready? I wish there was some kind of drum roll. I'm at -15.
Oh, wow.
And Joe's at -9. So combined... We are at -24 in terms of Marist Fantasy.
Yeah, that's awful, guys.
And if you remember from the very first show, the entire point of Marist Fantasy is try to make like a change.
Yep.
Try to make a change. I was thinking that by this time, over the summer when I thought about Marist Fantasy, we would be like in the positive 20s. I thought that there would be. I thought that we would at least be in the positives.
You're a fool.
I would have thought.
I
thought we had James and Mark. Like we're gonna just carry the team.
Your optimism is foolish. I knew this was gonna be bad. I thought my team wasn't gonna be as bad as yours, which was right. But I didn't think my team was going to go as low as -9.
My team had the black hole, the least valuable player.
It did.
Q Zhang.
I can't
got me no points, lost me
a bunch.
Probably about 8 points. All told, she probably lost me about 8 points. Never showed up at soccer.
Never.
There was some shenanigans early on. Who could forget the shenanigans?
Yep.
And James was supposed to be my MVP, and you know what?
He wasn't.
Not at all.
I don't even know if you had an MVP. There was no one on your team that consistently got you points.
No, I had a bad combo. I had Frank and I had Q.
Yeah.
And then I had an inconsistent fifth. I kept changing it up.
Yeah.
I thought that they would change the chemistry a little bit. Didn't work. My team was bad.
They just didn't work together. My team, on the other hand, although we finished with -9, which isn't that good, I was greatly surprised at the non-destructibility of Henry. Henry actually, he had his moments, but he actually did some good things.
I'd say Henry was the wild card borderline MVP.
Henry, I wouldn't go so far as MVP, but I would say Henry surprised me this semester.
Well, because he really bailed us out with soccer.
He did.
Showed up as much as he could. Did some basketball stuff. And then, like, outside of that, did some pretty respectable things.
Yeah.
Returned a man his wallet.
Yeah.
Did some stuff.
I'm surprised with Henry.
Wingman most recently, apparently.
I mean, he can do stuff like make people cry, but he can also do good things as well.
That's true, and that will make him a wild card, but he did good.
He did good. I'm proud of Henry. And
who's the MVP?
MVP? Well, it has to be Mark. Mark didn't lose any points the entire semester.
So it's not as much of a game, but I guess no loss is just as good as a game in this.
I'm at
-9.
race. I can say I can't pinpoint one person on my team who lost me majority of that points. They all did a little bit, except for Mark. Mark didn't lose points.
Yeah, I agree. So good job, Mark. That's why you were the first overall pick. Would have been. I actually picked James first overall.
Yeah, you jerk.
But you know what? Next semester is a whole new game. We got some new players coming in. We got some old players. We're going to reevaluate the system, try to figure out a way to mix it up. And I really kind of encourage the listeners that next semester, you guys should make your own teams and follow along with us.
You know what? I think we're floating around an idea because we have a lot of people coming back to Marist College from being abroad or wherever from this semester.
Medical leave, something.
So we're considering having a third Marist College fantasy team, which would be represented by the listeners. I'm floating the idea out there. It may or may not happen,
we'll have to find out. Happy Times is going to let us know. But you know what? We got to take a little quick commercial break. It's about 1:15. We still got some rants coming up. We got the holiday special.
Oh, and
the Christmas special.
Woo! Yep.
This or that, 10 things. And then we got some closing remarks that are really going to kick it off. What do you think? We ready for some commercials?
Chet, we ready?
Yeah, he's ready.
All right, let's go.
And as always, if anybody's got anything to say, give us a call. We'd love to hear. You got some critiques for this season? You want to tell us about next season? You want to give us some suggestions? I'm all ears. And I can't also wait to tell you guys a little later on about this TV show that I'm going to do. It's going to be great.
I completely forgot about the TV show. Oh,
no,
my God.
I wrote it in here. We're good. All right, you guys ready?
Chet?
All right,
let's go.